Hey, what's up, and welcome to On the Map podcast show, where we are bringing on students, parents, and entrepreneurs to talk about their story about becoming a leader in life, becoming a leader in their community. And so today we have my very own friend, Chris, here with us today. How's it going, Chris?
It's going good, man. I can't complain, just another day.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, man. You are the first entrepreneur to come on the show, and we appreciate your time and being here with us today. So, Chris, we are here to kind of talk about your story, man. Just, talking about how you became a barber, and how you started, and kind of just inspiring the community, inspiring the youth to either become a barber, become a leader in their community. And so let's kick it off, man. Let's kick it off from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your barbershop.
Well, my name is Chris. My Instagram tag is Chris the Barber. I've been cutting for about 17 years now. It's been a long road, long road. It's just been great, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still allowed to learn, but, I came from Plainfield, born and raised.
Okay.
And then now I'm just trying to elevate myself as not just a shop owner, but as a barber. Bringing on different people, doing a lot of education, and just want to be an idol.
Yeah.
Maybe not nationwide or global or anything, but just locally, so people can know and understand how far you can make it to be a barber.
Now, I like that, man. Let's talk about the beginning years. Like, what made you become a barber, and tell us about those first couple years.
Well, my mom used to come out here in the basement.
Okay.
Throw a black trash bag over us, just one guard, that's it. That was it. I'm one of four brothers.
Okay.
So it was it was really expensive to get all of us in the barbershop. But that's kind of what motivated me, just looking at going to school and seeing my friends with fresh cuts, nice lineups and everything. I was like, you know what? I got to do something. So for my 15th birthday, I asked my parents, I was like, I want a pair of clippers. So we went to Walmart, bought one of those at-home clippers and everything, and it's been good since then.
Yeah, and so was your mom?
No, she didn't do no hair.
No, okay.
Nah,
So she just
it was just too expensive to bring all of us plus my dad. So she was like, nah, just all one level and that's it.
Yeah,
keep it going.
Got it. That's awesome, man. Funny story. My mom did some classes and stuff, and so when we were younger, same thing. She used to cut our hair. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So you got your pair of clippers, and then where'd you go from there? What was kind of like maybe did you start working right away? Did you go to a salon?
So I just pretty much started cutting family.
Okay.
Started cutting my brothers, started getting them shape ups with the same razor my dad used to shave his face with and everything. I would just grab it and start doing little shape ups on them. Then, the clipper I got from Walmart came with like a how-to video. Okay. It was a DVD. Then I had to ask somebody else for a DVD player for Christmas. Yeah. So I can watch it. And then I would just like, this is easy. I could do it. I asked my dad one time, let me cut his hair, and I butchered him. He ain't talked to me for like a whole week. He was mad. So it was just pretty much just learning off of family. Yeah. Then a family friend of ours, he owned a salon. Okay. And he did all my aunt's hairs and everything, and my uncle started going for haircuts. So one time I went with my uncle. I was like, hey, I'm starting to learn how to cut hair. I want to see if you give me an opportunity. And he was just like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. And ever since then, so it was the summer before my freshman year. That's when I hopped in, and he gave me an opportunity. I was like, all right, let's do it. Nice. Yeah.
Nice, man. And so from there, how many shops did you work at? Where'd you go from there?
So I started off there. Working in Plainfield, downtown Plainfield. I worked at 3 shops. Then I moved to Piscataway, and then from Piscataway I moved at home. That was right when Hurricane Sandy hit. Okay. So I was just like, you know what, I could benefit more money at home and everything. Yeah. So I stayed at home. Then, people I guess started noticing. City came. I was like, yeah, you can't be doing this. Right. So I went back to the shop at Piscataway. For Piscataway, I was branching off from Piscataway and Hillsborough. Okay. So it's half and half. Hillsborough, I just met a whole different clientele. Yeah. A lot more wealthy people, bigger tips and everything. But I just couldn't really grasp onto them because they're not usuals. They're not usually come every week, every 2 weeks. For them, it's like every month and a half.
Got it. Yeah,
So
that's a
I
good
was just
point.
like, okay, like my time here is up. Let me move back.
Yeah.
And then from Piscataway to Denellen to shop at Middlesex, and then now I own my own shop at Middlesex.
Nice, man. Nice. And
Yeah.
so what's your barbershop called?
The Don's Barbershop and Shave Parlor.
Nice, nice. Where did the name come from? I never asked you that.
So for us, in the Spanish culture, when especially when you go back home, when you meet somebody or somebody who's really well known or has, say, land, has businesses, they call them Don.
All right.
So Don Chris, Don Mike.
Yeah.
So my thing was I wanted us to kind of have that kind of title too.
Nice.
So a lot of people think like my name will be Don, so that's why they call it the Dons.
Got it.
But it's more like the Dons, just like the barbers there. I want them to be well known.
Yeah.
I want the people to come in to feel special, to feel well known.
Got it.
And then with the shave parlor, I try my best to incorporate different shave systems to give just nice, comfortable hot towel, hot lather shaves and everything for customers.
Dope. I like that, man. So now that you're in a position of like the other side, right? The business owner side, like what does it mean to you to be in that position, being a leader in the community in your barbershop?
So it's tough. I mean, being a leader is you have to be a leader, especially once being a boss. Just being able to tell the guys, try to just motivate them, try to not pressure them, but just push them to become better, to be better. For them, it's just, this generation, it sucks, a lot of things is given to them when everybody in previous generations had to fight for what they wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
So now it's just like, don't forget that nothing in life is handed to you. You got to go and fight for it.
Right.
So as a leader, to me, I just got to push them, motivate them, and just keep them eager to keep learning.
Yeah.
To become a better brand of themselves.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they work at the Don's Barbershop, but they're their own personal brand.
Okay.
So the sky's the limits for them, as long as just how they want to be able to move forward from that.
Right. No, that's awesome, man. I know, when we were talking, you told me a lot of things that you try to teach your employees, things that you learned coming up and that you realized that needed to, I guess, happen or evolve in the barbershop industry. Because we were talking too, like, there's certain stigmas around barbershops. And so, like, what are some of the things that you've taught your employees to do at your barbershop?
Well, the most important thing is customer service.
Yeah.
That's the way you attract your customers. A lot of barbershops, their stigmas is really ghetto, vulgar music, people just speaking vulgar language around kids and everything. And me now as a parent, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So my thing is you have to have this professional image to attract professional people. If you have this bad image or this ghetto image, you're going to attract ghetto and bad people into the shop. So at the end of the day, it's more just being able to bring on this professional image to the shop, so where anybody could come in and feel comfortable and feel like a family.
Right. No, I like that, man. I like that. Let's talk a little bit about family, man. You mentioned your kids. How many kids do you have?
I have two. I have my son, Christopher. He's about to be 3 next month. And then I have a daughter who just turned 8 months. Her name's Camilla.
Nice.
Blessings. I love them. They're amazing.
Nice.
They've taught me to become a different type of Chris.
Yeah.
Now this father figure, and everything I do now is for them, for their future. So, not to give it to them easy, but to show them that their father came from nothing and it can be something.
Yeah, man, it's a whole different thing. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and it just gives you that extra push and motivation that you never had
Now
before.
you just think about, now it's like whatever I do can affect them, or I need to show them what I'm doing now. So when they grow up, they go like, well, my father fought for this. My father worked hard for this. Like, I got to do the same thing.
Yeah, man. I like that. So let's talk a little bit about the community, right? So I wanted the show to be about the leaders in the community and what they're doing to help out their community. So how do you and your shop like help out in the community? Like, what are some initiatives that you guys are doing? I know we talked to a couple projects that you've done. So what are some of the things you guys do?
So the biggest thing I've always wanted to do is always get, especially in town, because you want to, before you're known globally, you got to be known locally. That's how I always see it. So we've done back to school events back in Plainfield, from where I'm from, with this, really well-known DJ. who set this whole thing up, sponsor and everything. And I was like, yeah, let's go help them out.
Nice.
We've done community days, but there's a lot more things. We're 2 years in, so there's a lot more I want to be involved in as a community, with the community as well. And we're slowly branching off to those people. The back to school events, we did the community day, just to get our name out there so people can know who we are.
Nice.
And the more you involve the community, the more fame your business gets.
Awesome, man. I like it. And can you share with us a special moment or story, from your shop that like got the whole community together? Any event that comes to mind?
Well, I have two actually. One was we did a fundraiser for one of my friends.
Okay.
She got her whole business got destroyed from Hurricane Sandy with the floods and everything.
Yeah.
So we hosted this whole fundraiser, and we told our customers about it, everything locally. So a lot of people just came in. Everything we cut and we made that day was donated to them, and we had customers just kind of walk in and just donate,
Nice.
and they saw how much of an impact in such little time we had in Middlesex, and it helped them out a lot.
Yeah.
Now she has an amazing salon again. She's up and running. It's going really, really well for her.
Nice.
And the second one, I would say, we had a car show this summer, and it went amazing. A lot of the guys in the shop are cars enthusiasts.
Nice.
A lot of the customers are the same way. So everybody was able to bring their cars, park them, talk about cars. The people from Chief's Steak Shop downstairs, they helped and gave specials all day. So it was fun seeing so many people, being involved, being together, attracted to the same thing.
Right. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love it. And so let's talk about like starting out. You're located in Middlesex, right?
Yeah.
So first shop is in Middlesex, New Jersey. So why Middlesex? Like any particular reason you wanted to start your business there?
So my grandmother grew up literally like a block away from where I have the shop.
Oh,
at.
cool.
So we've always had ties family-wise with Middlesex.
Okay.
Even living in Plainfield, and when I was living in North Plainfield, Piscataway, I always go back to Middlesex to go trick-or-treating.
Okay.
Every year. It's
Okay.
with my kids, with my family, everything. So it's amazing, like how the community is there. And everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And I worked at a shop in Middlesex before opening my own, and you could just see how, all the generations, they all knew each other. Even if they were just a custodian at the school or the president of the board or the chief of police, they all knew each other and they all got along. So everybody knew everybody. So that was kind of my main focus. Like, I want to go into a town where we all have that same connection. We all have that same help. We can all, get along, and there's no kind of like no envious people there.
Right. Yeah, I like it, man. So, being a business owner, I know myself, right? When I first started, and even now, it's a lot of challenges, right? Yeah. And so, tell us a little bit about those challenges, how you overcame them. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have had to overcome?
Well, my biggest challenge was just becoming a boss. I was so good with working with people, so good with, making friends with my coworkers, building relationships with them. Now, having my own shop, it becomes a little tough because now you kind of have to put this new persona of yourself.
Right.
Now you have to be Chris, the owner.
Right.
Now you have to be Mike, the owner. So, you don't want to break those relationship ties and everything, but you also have to let them know, like, this is business and this is personal.
Yeah.
You can't ever mix it. And so my biggest thing was just becoming a boss, because if there was something I didn't like, I wasn't straightforward, like, hey, bro, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. My thing was just like, I'm going to let it slide. He's my friend.
Right.
If he does it again, then I'll probably say something. But, if you don't stop it from the first time, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So even now, 2 years later, like, I'm still learning that. And the guys, they tell me, like, oh, don't be afraid to tell me. But to me, it's just me. I'm just a really friendly person, and I always want to get along with everybody. So that's my biggest, obstacle I have to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I can relate. When I first started, so many employees, like relationships either went bad or there was no trust. Yeah, man, so many things. I think that's the toughest thing in business is managing employees and people under you.
Because you still want to keep that relationship, but sometimes there's, people who might mix that personal and business, and they can't really tell the difference. But, like I tell them, like, when it's your business, you'll be able to know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You'll be able to put yourself in my shoes, like, well, Chris is right,
Right.
And like I tell them, at the end of the day, this is my image of what I want the shop to be. you know, and the guys that said, you know, you guys one day can go branch out, build your own business, you know, and I'm still stuck here.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to make sure my reputation is good, it's taken care of, you know, and it's still growing at the same time.
Yeah, man. One of the things I remember having to learn early on was like, no one's going to love your business as much as you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And as much as like you would think in the beginning, like they should, like, why isn't he doing it? Like I want him to do it. Yeah, man, no one, until they become a business owner, they don't really know. Right. So looking ahead, brother, what are your plans like in the next couple years, for your shop? You know, what are your plans for the future?
So my plans, I mean, it varies. You know, I would love to open a second location, maybe even a third. Okay. I don't want it nowhere nearby. I kind of want to branch off, you know, a couple miles out and everything. Yeah. But, you know, that would be ideal. You know, open up a second location, I guess is the first goal. And just being, you know, I want them to be different. The same but different. The same as in customer service, our professionalism, our skill set, our techniques, but different as in, you know, just the people that work there. You know, I don't want to have to keep, you know, keep the same type of people in the same environment. Like, let me bring, you know, put people on who are going to bring a whole different vibe to the shop.
Yeah, man. Like, I think definitely like in a barbershop, everyone kind of plays a role, right? Like if someone has a, you know, bad vibe going on, it kind of throws everything off, right? Yeah. But if everyone's joking around with each other, you see everyone getting along, you know, I think that, you know, makes the customer feel more welcome.
Exactly. And that's what I tell them. Like, once you come into the doors, like, everything that's personal, everything that, just leave it outside. Yeah. You know, now you have to put this smile on, even if you're not happy that day, put the smile on, be professional, and, you know, we have to get the day over with.
Right. Let's talk advice, brother. Like, what are some pieces of advice that you would give, you know, young barbers that wanted to start their shop? You know, what would that big piece of advice be?
My biggest advice would be stay humble, but stay hungry. Yeah. You know, it's just stay humble because you know, you don't know it all. Just because you do a couple of skin fades and everything like that and they come out good, you never know it all. There's someone who knows more, you know, and then hungry, keep that hunger to keep learning. Keep that hunger to keep building your brand, your personal brand, you know, because sometimes a lot of people, what they do is they get content with making a couple $100, you know, $1,500, $1,600 for the week, but you can do a lot more than that. Yeah. You know, so it's just like, don't stay content, you know, always find a way to build yourself to another level, and, you know, and everything else kind of falls into everything.
Yeah, man, I love it. Any final thoughts? Like, I was watching this one guy, we talked about him, I forget what his name was, the barber that cuts in the streets and stuff.
Vic Blends.
I believe so. Yeah. So his biggest question at the end is always like, if you could give like one advice to like change the world, like what would that message to the world be?
I guess my biggest advice would probably be just, you know, spread love. You know, spread love, you know, positivity. Yeah, man. You know, there's a lot of crazy things going on in this world, you know, and if you can't keep that smile on your face and you can't keep that positive vibe going, you know, if I bounce out this positive vibe to you, you're going to bounce it out to someone else. Like, if you can't keep that going, then, you know, that's where you get envious people. That's where you get people who, you know, are haters. That's where you get people who don't want good for you. Right. You know, so you want to find your way to spread that love, to spread that positivity. Yeah. Because after that, you know, I think it's endless.
Yeah, man. You know? Yeah. I love it, man. It's been a great time to have you on the podcast. I really appreciate your time, man. Yeah, of course. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to the audience?
To the audience, come by the Don's Barbershop and Shave Parlor. It's gonna be an amazing experience, not just only a haircut, but the vibes, the family vibes you get from everybody from the barbershop. And, you know, I hope to see you all there.
Yeah, I love that, man. Where can they find you? Like, what's the handles, your personal handle and the...
So our personal handle is at Crystal Barber 12, and the Don's Barbershop is at the Don's BSXSP.
All right, man. Yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
Brother, I appreciate it.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you so much for being on another episode of On the Map podcast. If you are an entrepreneur or a business owner that would like to come on the podcast, make sure you comment and let us know, and we would love to bring you on the show. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that, and we'll see you on the next episode.